Okay, so I saw this recently. It says, "What's Janet's most impactful and influential album?" So, I mean, you can go a lot of different ways with this. I mean, Control, I mean, what a moment that was. What have you done for me lately? Control the song, Pleasure Principle. I mean, this is, basically her debut album in a sense. Yeah, she had two albums before that, but Janet fans don't acknowledge that because, she wasn't really creatively involved and, they flopped. It is what it is. So, Control was really her start and a really great piece in just terms of the music and the choreography and what she was able to do. Rhythm Nation is where she really got cooking, though. Seven top five singles. Never has been done again, and I don't think it ever will, honestly. And this is when you have to go back and actually buy it at the store. Miss You Much was such a great piece on this album. I love the choreography, I love the chair scene, and I mean, Rhythm Nation, the song, and just what that's about, with social justice and everything like that. Like, that was phenomenal. The music video, yeah, they ate. Black Cat, yeah, she wrote that herself, by the way, mind you. Come Back to Me is one of my favorite Janet Jackson songs of all time. Escapade was incredible. All Right is a great song. I mean, no skips on that entire album. And that, I believe, is like the best selling debut tour of all time. Something like that she holds with it. I mean, it really was the blueprint for a lot of people. And with this album, she had a number one in three calendar years: 1989, 1990, and 1991. I mean, talk about breaking records. Talk about, really setting forth a blueprint. Talk about, just having a cultural moment. That's what she did with Rhythm Nation. With the Janet album, I mean, New Jack Swing was kind of on its way out, and as people said, she ushered in, a new sound with songs like That's the Way Love Goes, which I believe was number one for like 8 weeks, and that's a great record. If is, a great moment on this album. I really like when she gets into her rock bag, and they actually wanted that to be the first single, but she was convinced to go with That's the Way Love Goes. New Agenda is supremely underrated. I mean, the album cover was iconic for its time as well, and yeah, this is kind of whenever she stepped into her own in terms of like being a sex symbol and all that kind of thing. And, she paved the way for a lot of people. She really did with that album. And, I think it's her best selling album and one of the most impressive and, well known eras to date at this point. Then next up is The Velvet Rope, which is just a phenomenal album. No skips on this album as well. And so Together Again was a huge international hit for her about losing her friends to AIDS and, very heartbreaking in that sense. And what she was able to turn it into with this song and just a memory of life is really beautiful. And I really commend her for doing that. And, Free Zone is a great song. Some of my mutuals don't like it. Y'all tasteless. I don't know what to tell y'all, but Free Zone is great. Then I Can Only is definitely an R&B staple, one of her best. I really love Special. You is supremely underrated on this album. And yeah, so there's just a lot to like on this album. Go Deep, God Till It's Gone. I mean, I could go on and on. Love this album to pieces. Then last up on the gauntlet, we have All For You. This is when Janet Jackson certified herself as a legend, in my opinion. All For You, the song, absolutely insane. And, it was a number one hit for her. And this was the most added song on, radio in general, pop radio, something like that. And I think it was later broken by one of Lady Gaga's songs. Classic, love the music video, the choreography, all that stuff. Doesn't really matter. As I said, top five Janet song of all time. I don't care. Love it. The choreography, the futuristic music video, and what she was able to do with that. China Love is supremely underrated on this. You have Would You Mind, which, is an infamous Janet song in that, entire interview moment. If you know, you know. And so Better Days is a great song. Someone to Call My Lover was a big hit off this album. I forgot to mention that song. So I definitely have to, give that one its tens. So yeah, you go a lot of different ways with it. Like I said, you could go Rhythm Nation just because of the chart success that it had with the singles of seven top five hits. I believe it's in like the Library of Congress or something like that. So you have that. The Janet album, though, with the sexuality and all that stuff is a big staple, and it's her best selling album, I believe. All For You, with the smash hits that it had, was a template in its own way. And then, like I said, we also have Control and The Velvet Rope, which is really great for alternative R&B at large, and Control was just that album. So you could basically pick any of these albums and you wouldn't be wrong, but I would either give it to the Janet album or I would give it to Rhythm Nation. That's the ones that I'm really battling with, and I could honestly go either way on that. I might slightly give the edge to the Janet album because of everything that was discussed. But yes, let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments because I want to continue this conversation and see what you guys think about it.